Hey guys, welcome to the Deuce Dynasty 360 live here.
Hey guys, welcome to the Deuce
Getting
Dynasty 360.
got my iPad turned on there, so getting feedback. But going to look at kind of where we're at in the Dynasty. It's week 10 already in season 2 of season 32 of the Deuce. Even though this is the second season of college football with the Deuce, but we have been rolling. Bill has been doing an excellent job of keeping the schedule churning. I tell you, he is on top of things with the scheduling. We are absolutely blessed with probably the best scheduler there is. No, uh, nothing against anybody else, but man, he is on top of things and he keeps guys on their toes and keeps them making sure that they're posting those schedules. Uh, so if you see Bill in the chat, give him a thumbs up, a pat on the back. No, this is going to be 4 hours. This is going to be a 4 hour show, so buckle up, pull your panties up, because this is going to be one of those talkative rides that I'm very good at. So no, I hope it's not 4 hours or 2 hours. I'm hoping this is about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So, but we will see. We will see. What up, Kev? Big Hurts in the chat. Kev's in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So basically, we're going to talk about some things that are going on so far, like I talked about already. It's week 10 in season 2. As you can see, you got a big matchup here coming up against Tennessee and Texas. Number 9, Tennessee, 7-1. Texas, number 5, 6-1, 4-0 in the conference. Tennessee's 4-1 in the conference, just because basically they've already had to play Alabama. So that's been a tough schedule. But we're going to take a quick look over here at the standings. We'll go by the conferences. Of course, we got the ACC. We have Florida State and Mr. Joker at 7-1. They're 6-0 in the conference, putting up 323 points and only allowing 134. 3-1 at home, 4-0 on the road. Georgia Tech, Mr. Trey. I almost forgot his name. Trey. He is number 4 in the nation. Florida State is number 7 in the nation. I ought to point that out. Trey is 7-0, 5-0 in the conference. So he is chugging right along. Look at his defense, only giving up 109 points and scoring 297 in a 7-game win streak to start the season off. Clemson is number 11 and 6-1. 6-1, 4-1 in the conference. Did have a loss his last game, so we'll be looking at that here in a little bit. See who he fell to. Nice. Well, enjoy the ride. Be safe on your way home, and looking forward to getting to play you later on. Hopefully tonight. Gonna get this in real quick, and then we're gonna have to go do something, and I'll be back later tonight. Notre Dame 6-2. Cincyberg has 2 losses underneath his belt so far. He is the defending national champion here at the Deuce. Georgia Tech is who Bird lost to, so that would make sense. The reason why number 4 Georgia Tech sitting there undefeated so far on the season. Again, talking about Notre Dame, though, 6-2. Got a loss at home and loss on the road. I know he's probably had more human games than most of the rest of us. That could be good or bad. It could affect how he gets back into possibly defending his championship. Miami with Old Timer 4-3. He's 3-1 in the conference. 3-2 at home, 1-1 on away. He is currently not ranked. North Carolina, this is Toke. So he is 5-2 right now, 3-1 the conference. So as you can see there, points for, points against. And then looking down at the bottom here, we've got Twinkie. He is 4-4. His Hokies are struggling a little bit, 2-3 in the conference. Bet he's had to play some human games, but he has reeled off 2 wins here straight in a row. So he's looking to turn that ship around. He is giving up more points than he's scoring. That will hurt you in the long run for sure. Moving over to the Big 12, we've got Colorado and Poison. I can't remember the last part of his gamer tag there, but Colorado is currently number 17, 7-1 overall, 5-0 in conference. Well, look at that, man. This is a conference of some defensive juggernauts. 297 points for, but only giving up 94 points so far on the season. 4-1 at home, 3-0 away. He's on a 7-game win streak, so his first game was a loss, and he's reeled off 7 wins in a row. Here's another guy, Texas A&M, and Mr. Bill. We've already talked about him, but he is 7-0 on the season. 271 yards, or 271 points for, 69 points allowed. Texas A&M, them Aggies are playing some defense there in the Big 12. I had to move him out because he was killing me in the SEC. No, that's not really what happened, but I wanted to even out the divisions a little bit, the conferences a little bit, but may end up having to move him back just so we don't have anything go wonky with the game later on. But Boise State, 5-3. I may forget some of the James. James is the Boise State Broncos, 5-3, 4-1 the conference, 305 points for, 232 against. He's 4-0 at home on the blue turf, but 1-3 on the road. He has won 2 in a row. Kansas State, Mr. Bronco Man with those K-State Wildcats, 7-1, 4-1 in the conference, 324 yards, or 324 points for. I'll get it right here in a minute. 163 points allowed, 5-1 at home, 2-0 away. He is on a 1-game win streak. Utah. This is where it starts getting foggy. I'm not sure if this is Lost Sniper or I want to say it is, but it's 6-1, 3-1 in the conference, 231 points for, only give up 95, so he's playing really great defense there with the Utes. 3-0 at home, 3-1 on the road, and he is on a 3-game win streak. All right, West Virginia. West Virginia has rebound from last season's debacle with those Virginia Mountaineers, but he is 6-1 right now. All right, thanks, Kev. I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to stop and look at every time. But thank you for that information. West Virginia, though, with Roger, man, he has really turned things around this season. 6-1, 3-1 in the conference, 208 points for, 134 points given up, 2-0 at home, 4-1 on the road. He's already had 5 road games and only 2 home games. That's tough, and to come out right now being 6-1, kudos to Raj there, and he's on a 2-game win streak. Oregon State had probably a better season than what would be predicted last season, the first season of the Deuce Dynasty, but he's 6-3 right now. He's still doing really well with a very young and tough team to build with the Oregon State Beavers. He is 4-2 in the conference, 262 points for, 166 points given up, 4-1 at home, 2-2 away on a 3-game win streak. Texas Tech, Priest, 6-2, 3-2 in the conference, 248 points for, 143 points against, 2-2 at home, struggling on that home turf, but he is 4-0 on the road on a 1-game win streak. And that is all for users in that conference. Now we're going to the Big Ten. Michigan right now is on a 7-game win streak. They're 4-0 at home, 4-1 on the way. But look at this. I mean, these guys are also vying for points allowed in 309 points for, only 99 given up, 6-0 in a conference. So a conference record is spectacular for those Michigan Wolverines. Ohio State Buckeyes. Mr. Denbrew was my first game of the season. It was a tough battle. I think he ended up winning like 23-13 or something really low scoring. But man, he played a phenomenal game. My offensive line gave up so many sacks, so many pressures, and he has a stellar team. I'm looking for him to make some noise in the playoffs. 6-0 in the conference, 460 points for, only giving up 86 points on the season, 5-0, 4-0 away on a 9-game win streak. Penn State is also undefeated, 8-0 with Mr. Penguins, 5-0 in the conference, 287 points for, 87 points given up, 7-0 at home. He's only had one road game. Thanks a lot to EA for all that nonsense, but he's going to have to finish up the season on the road. So let's see if those Nittany Lions are a road team, or if they've got the benefit of the doubt from having all those home games so far early on. Oregon Ducks and Loganator, 7-1. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Loganator is 7-1 right now, 5-0 in the conference, 381 points for, 124 points given up, 6-0 at home. Again, he's got the benefit with a lot of those home games early on. 1-1 on the road on a 5-game win streak. USC Zoe, he is also the previous national championship. He was there facing off against Cincy, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe I got it wrong. Anyway, he's been in the mix of things, though. He's number 8 in the nation. I forgot to point out Ohio State's number 1, Penn State's number 2, Michigan 14, USC here at number 8. 7-1, 4-1 in conference, 323 points for, 116 given up, 4-0 at home, 3-1 on the road. Got a really good team. He's built a well-rounded team, and he is recruiting well, because I've seen him on some of my guys that I'm trying to recruit as well. But he is really good at recruiting it as well. Michigan State and Mr. Tim. I've got a love-hate for Tim right now. He just blew the bricks off me in the OMFL, but he has been playing really well with the Michigan State Spartans. Michigan State is 7-1, 4-1 conference, 347 points. He's putting up points, and he's playing pretty good defense with 156 on the giving up, 4-0 at home, 3-1 away on a 4-game win streak. Look for Michigan State to maybe squeak in to some playoff possibilities, or at least having a high-profile bowl game as the season winds down. Ohio, that's not Iowa. I'll get it. It ain't Ohio. They ain't no it's Iowa. Me and my English is not very well. So, number 22 in the nation, 7-2. 5-2 in conference, 240 points for. He's putting up a lot of points, 177 giving up, 2-1 at home. Had a lot of road games so far, 6 road games. He's 5-1 on the road, so he's going to have some home turf coming up here as we wind down the season. All right, that is all for the users there, and then we got one last conference. Look, this is the best conference in the land right here. Right here is the SEC. This is where champions are made. All right, I'll get out of it. Alabama, number 3, Little Koch, 9-0, cruising right along. He's going to win a 9-game win streak. 478 points for, 181 points given up. He has just been cruising, though. He's 9 games. He's pretty even on the home and away. So EA did right on that one. Auburn, some Tigers, and Mr. Mo. We got a Zoe and a Mo. And so Mo is 9-0. He is 6-0 in conference, 424 points, 497 points given up. He has been stout on defense. 6-0 at home, 3-0 on the road. And he is number 6 in the nation. At number 5, I don't know how I'm at number 5 and Auburn's at number 6, but that is the case, so I will not complain. 6-1 right now. My only loss came to that Ohio State team that is just so good. 4-0 in conference, so right now, 279 points. I'm struggling a little bit on offense compared to what I had last season. But my defense has been playing pretty solid. 86 points only given up on the season so far. But I've only had one human game. But still, I will take it. You got to take every little win you can get. 4-0 at home, 1-1 on the road. I'm going to have some road games coming up here, obviously. And my next opponent is number 9, Tennessee, the Volunteers, run by Mr. Kevin, who is also in our chat right now, chatting up, and also driving safely, I hope. 4-1 the conference, again, got a loss, I believe, to Alabama. I think it's what he said earlier, or maybe that's what I said, but 397 points for, 143 give it up, 3-0 at home, 3-1 on the road on a 6-game win streak. And Mr. Big Hurt, who's also in the chat, Florida Gators, it's 7-2, 5-2 in the conference, 268 points for, 184 points given up, 4-1 at home, 2-1 away. Going to have some road games coming up. He's on a 1-game win streak. All right, and that concludes a look at the standings. So let's take a quick look at recruiting. Everybody hide your eyes. I don't want you to see my recruiting board. All right, so don't be pausing no video. Look and see what I'm doing, guys. Right now, recruiting classes are coming in as we're winding down the season here. Nationally, overall, Alabama is your number 1 recruiting class so far. Look at that, 3 5-stars signed. I think I'm actually going to have the first time I have no 5-stars sign with me. Everybody did not want to come to Texas. And then, of course, he's like, I got a bunch of 4-stars I want to sign too. So he's got 20 of those guys. Man, kudos to little Koch in Alabama. That's going to be tough to deal with for the next couple seasons because he's going to be really stout. Auburn coming in at number 2 with 19 total, 3 5-stars, 16 4-stars. Ohio State at number 3 with a total of 18, 3 5-stars, and 15 4-stars. Clemson at 2, or 4 with 2 5-stars and 15 4-stars. We'll just kind of go at the top 10 and then I'll scroll down and let you look. Oregon at number 5, 2 5-stars and 14 4-stars and a 1 3-star recruit. As you can see there on the side, it gives you kind of the top ones that are signing. I think looking back, obviously the 5-stars are going to make a difference. Mr. Griggs there, I think, is going to be a phenomenal quarterback. I think he was on my radar. And then also the left tackle, I think, is going to be a stud. T-Ray is also, I think, going to be a stud at defensive tackle. He was one of the ones that was interested in Texas, but said, forget you Longhorns, I want to be a Tiger. Ohio State, Kane, I think, is going to be a difference maker. I think he's probably going to be a Deion Sanders type player. I think he's probably going to have probably the 96 speed or something like that to start off with. I think he's going to be something else. Again, we could probably spend all day looking at all those. Tennessee's coming in at number 6. You can see there they got 3 5s, 11 4-stars. A&M stole some of my guys for the last second. Bill, you thief. That's all right. That's the way it goes. He's coming in at number 7, 2 5-stars and 12 4-stars. Florida, Big Hurt. He's got a couple 5 stars and a few of the 4 stars here as well. Miami coming in at 1 with a 1 5-star, or number 9 with 1 5-star and 6 4-stars. Oklahoma, this is the first CPU team here, and the CPU's actually doing pretty good there in Oklahoma. 1 5-star, 11 4-stars, and of course you can see Iowa there with who they've got: Oregon State, Kansas State, Notre Dame. As you can see, you can't see Texas anywhere in the top. Oh, there they are, 25. I just recently signed all those at once, pretty much. So it popped me up there to 25. So as a look at the recruiting, who's the top cheese, and obviously we already talked Alabama. Little Koch, he has got the recruiting thing figured out. He is always recruiting. Be interested to see what the transfer portal pops up with as the season ends. But all right, looking at a couple games that happened in the last couple weeks. We can't go back 10 weeks because this would be a 4-hour show. But we'll go back to week 8, look at and see if we had anything that was human versus human. Penn State and Iowa, they faced off. Penn State got the best of them, 37-10. Then we had a game. Looked like this was a really good game here. Kansas State, Bronco Man versus Priest and Texas Tech. Kansas State got the 31-26 victory over Priest there. That was a good game. And then we had another game here. Auburn, the Tigers versus the Gators. Big Hurt. Big Hurt and Mr. Mo. And Mo got the best of Big Hurt. 24-16 was the final score in that one. And see if we had any more user games. As you can see, some of the scores there versus the CPU. And week number 9, let's see, do we have any user games? Michigan State, Iowa. Iowa's had a tough go. 2 back-to-back user games there. Michigan State gets the victory, 28-7 over Iowa. And that was a good game, though, for the Sparties. And here's the big matchup that we were talking about. Georgia Tech. Trey. I haven't seen a whole lot of Trey in the chat. He's just playing his games and keeping to himself, so I hope he's doing good. I'd like to see a little bit more of him. And Clemson and Bird. Georgia Tech took it to Clemson. I was not expecting to score 38-14. I really thought that would be a really tough game. Looks like, that's just the way things happen, though. Sometimes this flows right, and you get down, and the momentum just goes the other way, and you can't ever get it back. So, but both these guys will probably be in the mix of things for a deep playoff run or top bowl game as the season winds up. Big matchup here. Florida at Alabama. Big Hurt versus Little Koch. Little Koch and Bama pulls out a close game, 42-35. This one would have been one I would like to be able to call. I would love to be able to call some games, actually. Now, since I've got better internet, able to join a party or something, we need to try to test this out, try it out, see if we can get it done. But that would have been a lovely game to call there, and an awesome game to listen to. Another user versus user game here. A&M and Kansas State. This one went down to the wire. A&M gets a 35-34 victory over Kansas State and Bronco Man. So Mr. Bill has been putting on a show with those Aggies, and I don't like it, but I'm an Aggie hater. But man, he has got these guys rolling. and playing great defense and putting up some good offensive numbers. So what a game that one was. And now we're at week number 10. Again, I'm not going to look at the stats. Just going to refer to it because, again, I don't want this to run any longer than I can make it. We got a user versus user game. A&M versus Utah, although Lost Sniper versus Bill. So that's going to be a good game. Hopefully, you guys can tune in and watch that one. And also, we got Tennessee versus myself. I think that's going to be a good game. Hopefully, I can keep it close because I've seen Kev in that offense. Man, he throws. He definitely got some things figured out, and I need to go to school, maybe learn some stuff. Notre Dame versus Virginia Tech. That one would probably be a good one. It seems like Twinkie always plays really well, better than his record. And so those Hokies versus the Notre Dame there. So that will probably be a good game as well. So we got 3 human versus human games this go around. As you can see, some of the scores from the CPU games the guys were playing. So hopefully we'll be advancing tomorrow to the next week. All right, next up, we're looking at the Heisman watch. We're going to look at some Heisman. Heisman. This will probably be the only thing that I'll be involved in. Texas Tech versus West Virginia. Oh, I missed it. My bad. I'm not trying to overlook you, Priest or Roger. That one should be a good game as well. Right now we got it's defensive heavy. If that doesn't tell you that pass rush is OP, nothing else will. I've done all I can to try to increase pass blocking, but oh no. Well, Branch will be back. So Benny, I don't know what you prefer to get called. So I'll just call you Benny there since that's your name there in the screen. But you'll be back, man. I know you will be. Caleb Herring is right now in the lead, and it's funny that these two guys are going to be facing off. So that should be kind of a fun matchup along with what's going on. And then the other guy on the other side, who is a freshman, is in the mix for the Heisman, which is not good. Both these guys are underclass, or lower class than my senior here, and they are tearing it up. So that doesn't speak well for what I'm going to have to face. So I'm going to have to come up with an A game here against Florida State. Marvin Jones Jr. He is a senior. He fell in the standings because Trey Moore had a superb game. I think the last game, he had 4 sacks. Yeah, 7 tackles, 4 sacks against Vanderbilt. 2 sacks there for Herring. 2 sacks. And then Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame, so far is the only offensive player in the neighborhood right now. He had 34 carries, 220 yards rushing, 6.5 yards a carry. Does that say 8 rushing TDs? I think it does. I think it says 8 rushing TDs. 2 receptions. 2 reception TDs? I don't know. It says 2 receptions, 4 reception yards. Okay, no, that's 2 receptions, 4 reception yards, 2 yards a catch. So the dude was a workhorse. He just absolutely ran him into the ground. Hopefully his backup got a carry. All right, that concludes the Heisman Watch. I wish it kind of gave you a little bit more info into who's kind of on the cusp of things. We could probably look deep into it and find out who possibly could be in the mix of things as well. But we will pass on that for right now. So, if looking at, let's see if I can. We're going to look at the college football bracket here. Currently, if things were to end the way they are now, you'd have Colorado, Alabama, Michigan, and Florida State all getting buys, which is that's crazy. How some of this works. The first round college football games that you would see would be Charlotte at Ohio State or wherever they're playing, Auburn, Texas, Tennessee, Penn State, USC, Georgia Tech. There would be some really good teams left out of that, obviously. Again, I wish it was possible for me to make adjustments to the schedule. Big Hurt and I had some pretty big plans for like scheduling. We were gonna like put Big 10 versus Big 12 one season, tie that in with also your conference games, and the next season it would be like Big 10 versus SEC, and kind of go back and forth, so you kind of get some rivalry games going as well outside of your own conference. But they just poorly put the game together. But again, like we've talked about before, we're just glad we have the game, and hopefully they'll continue to fix these things that are bugs, just plain out and plain simple bugs. But if you look at that, yeah, there would be some disappointed owners not being in this spot. But looking at those matchups, that would be some pretty awesome matchups there. The only one having Charlotte there. Wish that could be changed to where we had more users, obviously, in that situation. But you're talking about some big time matchups, though, that would make for some intriguing games. That would be awesome. Bowl predictions. Scroll down here and see if I can see. This doesn't actually give the little human to the side for me to know, except for just on my team, which is dumb. And again, still, it's a bug. They need to fix that. So, but Utah obviously would have a bowl game. They're projecting them to go to the Liberty Bowl. Currently, as we stand, we have a Texas Bowl matchup between Mr. Big Hurt, Kansas State. I think those would actually be a great game. Both those guys match up really well. And then there's one of the matchups from the college football playoffs. There's another one. Surely that's going to be changing some. There will be some mixing around. And then you see the Detroit Bowl would be Iowa and I just went blank. Who is Iowa? Shiloh Bed. He would be playing there in Detroit Bowl. Texas Tech would be facing off against Notre Dame. That would be with Priest the better play that he's had of late. The Pop-Tarts Bowl there between him and Cincy would be probably a very interesting game to watch. Ohio, no, I just skipped over one. I actually skipped over several. They also have A&M and the Independence Bowl facing off against Minnesota. Definitely Bill deserves to be, I think, right now in the college football playoffs currently. Now I'm just trying to make sure I don't pass over anybody. Boise State and James would be in the Alamo Bowl versus Washington. Oregon. So we don't have Bill in New York no more. So Oregon, Loganator would be facing off in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Alabama. Oh, okay. They're part of the next round of the college football playoffs. Again, if I'm jumping over your team, my apologies. I'm not trying to do it, but I think there would be some intriguing bowl matchups there, though. Even to say the least, like even some of the CPU teams I've noticed it seems like the CPU at times can be uh, a little bit harder to play at times, which is, I mean, it's super fine with me. I don't think it should be a 64 to nothing blowout every time. I think you should have to sweat it out a game here and there, and that's completely fine. I know it sucks whenever it's happening, but anyway, I think it should also happen every once in a while, keep you on your toes. But I think some of those human games there, I think that would be really intriguing. I want to try to call some games. So guys, if you have the opportunity when we get to special like the bowl games, I would like to uh, if you got time and effort and able to do so before the game is going to happen, we'll set up a time. Let me test out and see if I can figure out how I can stream it through my system by watching yours. I think it's been done before. Um, it may not be able to be done, but I would like to try it. I would like to stream it. I think it would be really cool, really neat. I think I'd do a good job um, and give a little play-by-play as you're playing the game. So keep that in mind as we start winding down the season. Quick look at the top 25. See Ohio State, Penn State, Alabama, Georgia Tech, Texas. All these are prone to change. Florida State 7, USC, Tennessee. Glad to see that we have a lot of the users in the top 25. So that is that's good. I think that'll help with bowl game matchups also. Looking at that from a positive. So I think it's really good. I think it's good for the league. I think eventually what I would like to do too. I think I did it the last time, but I did not set up today. To have some questions. If you guys have any questions, right quick, if you put it in the chat. If you think about it, if not, it's no thing. But I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask me, like why we are doing some certain thing, or why is this setting a certain way, or just kind of we want the league. I want the league to be transparent, so it's not like oh, he's just doing this stuff to help his team out or whatever. That's not the case. Obviously, if you see my recruiting, like I am like bottom of the barrel right now in recruiting. I can't seem to get top recruits, and it's probably going to be next season. In the next, you're going to see Texas maybe struggle a little bit. So, but that's okay, and that's cool. I don't want to be like doing things just to make my team top notch and whatever. So, but I think being open and transparent, I think, also helps the league as a whole just flow better. So if you have any questions, you can type them in there now. I'll kind of give my my final statement. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to give a thumbs up, like, subscribe to my channel. I'm so thankful I'm actually able to stream now and not have all the issues I've had in the past. So this is really new territory for me. I get it out. And I've had some health issues. All those, I'm trying to put them behind me. Doing the right things to get things changed in my life, my lifestyle, and the things that I'm doing. Definitely feeling better, but I do have a long road ahead of me because I just got to get it done. If not, I ain't gonna be around much longer. Yes, I did. I got currently right now I have 1.3 gigs up and down. What's up, man? Just talking about you a little bit ago. Hope you're doing well, Trey. Yeah, I got 1.3 gigs up and down for my net now. So with Frontier, Their setup is phenomenal. I can't tell you how different it has made gaming life. Definitely. So I'm excited about it. In fact, also it's almost to the opposite end. I've got to get used to it because things happen so fast. I got used to waiting for something to open up on the field, so I was like delayed with my decision making because of the lagging and all that other stuff. Now I have zero lag, and it happens so fast. So now it's like on the other spectrum of that. So I've got to relearn how I play my game. So that's probably the reason why I've struggled the last couple of games versus humans. So, but I will take that struggle any day to get used to it. But uh, so yeah, it's great, and like I said, I'm excited. I'm gonna try to get me a better setup for streaming, um, and look to have some reliable content coming forward in the future seasons, not only here but for the OMFL as well. Man, that old internet is gone. It is far uh, far memory now. So I'm excited for this new chapter, man. So it has definitely been it has been wonderful. So I don't know if you guys have Frontier or not. It's super fast. Um, and the crazy thing about it is the speeds I just told you a while ago. I'm paying 20, yeah, I think 15, $20 cheaper than I was paying for the 34 gigabytes, which it's, I mean, gigabytes compared to a gig, yeah, that's insane. So, and saving money. It's fiber, straight fiber in the ground. They laid the fiber wire all the way up to my house and ran it straight into my house, and my system is like a foot away from the router. So they have a new type of setup that they use with uh, the Wi-Fi and the router that they have, Eero. I think it's what's called Eero. But the router that they gave is like super good, man. It is and has tremendous strength and length throughout the home. So, in fact, in my property, because I have I was talking about before, I had the goats. Um, so I have like uh, a good piece of land. It's not huge, but I have a good piece of land, and it'll actually reach all the way out past all my property, and it's just as fast. I can do a speed test on my phone outside in the yard, and it'll be 1 gig plus. So it's amazing, guys. I appreciate you playing here. I appreciate you putting in the effort to get the games played. I think there's been only a few times I've seen Bill have to beg and ask for games to be played. Uh, so it makes it's to me it's made the league very uh, very awesome. And I mean, I've had so much stuff going on personally, physically, and with all the other stuff going on, I haven't had to have my hands like in it constantly saying, okay, we got all this stuff going, guys are exploiting this, exploiting that, we got this going on, we gotta discipline this guy and that. Everybody has been playing from the games I've watched. They've played legitly. I think it also pays dividends to the rule books that we have. It's simplified. I know there's quite a bit of wording, but you all boil it down to is simplified to that. Don't do anything over 50% of the time. It also alleviates you from sitting there going, oh, are they going over this? They're going over that until something is obviously abused or done something over and over and over and over, then those type of things can be taken care of. But I think it's opened up the gameplay. Guys seem to enjoy it, except for all these little bugs that happen. I think everybody's enjoyed playing the games, and I've enjoyed watching the games as well from the league. And I really hope you guys are enjoying it, because it all comes down to, if you guys are not enjoying it, then I'm not going to enjoy it, because I do want everyone to have a good time and enjoy these games. And I know we had a rocky start with all all the stuff that EA had going on. They have smoothed out some things, but they still got some work to do in this game. And I'm looking forward to it whenever they get a lot of this stuff that we've talked about in the previous shows and different things with Nate and others. Me and Big Hurt have talked about it as well on these shows, that if they get all this stuff fixed, then we'll start actually having some really good things for us, I think, as a league, with schedules and different things that can be done to make things even more intriguing and competitive and stuff as the game progresses. So I appreciate you guys, and again, I appreciate you tuning in to my channel here, and supporting things like this throughout the community. You guys are what drives these things, and the community itself. And I appreciate you, and appreciate you always asking about me, and it really shows the type of guys that we have in this community. And I look forward to having great times with you guys, with some great games and stuff down in the future. So with that said, we'll end it. How long were we, Big Hurt? How long did it go? Need to know. Need to know, man. Looks like we went 54 minutes, so we're going to end it under an hour. Big Hurt, you owe me. No, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to doing some more stuff here really soon. So, peace, deuces, have a good one.